prepare for the California Electrical License exam, it's important to utilize the most relevant and up-to-date resources. For recommended books, you should consider the California Electrician's Guide to the 2020 National Electrical Code by Rex Miller. Ensure you acquire the latest edition. Also obtain the National Fire Protection Association 70 National Electrical Code, also known as the NEC. Again, be certain you have the latest edition. A preparation test from 2005 is not sufficient for adequately preparing for the current electrical license exam in California. Electrical codes and standards undergo revisions and updates periodically, and they have changed significantly since 2005. Relying on outdated materials may not accurately reflect the current exam content and requirements, potentially hindering your preparation efforts. To address the correct year for the NEC code book, you should use the latest edition of the National Fire Protection Association 70 National Electrical Code. The current edition is the 2023 NEC. There are several additional tips to consider for effective exam preparation. Firstly, consider attending preparation classes or workshops offered by reputable organizations. These courses can provide structured learning, expert guidance, and valuable insights into the exam content and format. Secondly, study the National Electrical Code thoroughly, paying particular attention to the articles and sections relevant to the specific license level you're targeting. Focus on understanding the code requirements and how they apply to various electrical installations and scenarios. Thirdly, practice solving problems and reviewing past exam questions. This will help you familiarize yourself with the types of questions that may appear on the exam and improve your problem-solving skills. Continuously stay up to date with the latest electrical codes and industry practices. The electrical industry is constantly evolving, so it's important to stay informed about new technologies, regulations, and best practices. Consider using study materials and practice tests that are specifically designed for the California Electrical License exam. These resources can provide targeted preparation and help you assess your knowledge and readiness for the exam. In summary, remember that the National Electrical Code, or NEC, is a comprehensive set of standards and guidelines for electrical installations in the United States. It is developed and published by the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, and is updated every 3 years. The NEC covers a wide range of topics related to electrical safety, including wiring methods, overcurrent protection, grounding, and equipment installation. It is widely adopted by state and local jurisdictions as the basis for their electrical codes. The NEC is organized into chapters, articles, and sections, each addressing specific aspects of electrical installations. It provides detailed requirements for materials, equipment, and workmanship to ensure safe and reliable electrical systems. Understanding the NEC is essential for anyone working in the electrical industry, as compliance with its provisions is critical for protecting people and property from electrical hazards. Electricians, electrical engineers, inspectors, and other professionals rely on the NEC as a reference guide for designing, installing, and maintaining electrical systems. The NEC is not a design manual, but rather a set of minimum safety standards. It provides the basic requirements for electrical installations, but does not provide detailed design guidance. Engineers and designers must use their professional judgment and expertise to ensure that electrical systems meet the specific needs of each application. The NEC is constantly evolving to keep pace with new technologies and industry practices. The NFPA conducts a regular revision process to update the NEC and incorporate the latest advancements in electrical safety. This ensures that the NEC remains relevant and effective in protecting people and property from electrical hazards. To effectively navigate the NEC, it is important to understand its structure and organization. The NEC is divided into chapters, each covering a specific area of electrical installations. For example, Chapter 1 covers general requirements, Chapter 2 covers wiring and protection, and Chapter 3 covers wiring methods and materials. Each chapter is further divided into articles which address specific topics within the chapter. For example, Article 210 covers branch circuits, Article 250 covers grounding and bonding, and Article 300 covers wiring methods. Articles are further divided into sections which provide detailed requirements for specific aspects of electrical installations. For example, Section 210.12 covers arc fault circuit interrupter protection, Section 250.50 covers grounding electrode systems, and Section 300.4 covers protection against physical damage. The NEC also includes tables and examples to illustrate the application of its requirements. These tables provide information on conductor ampacity, conduit fill, and other important parameters. The examples show how the NEC requirements apply to specific installation scenarios. To use the NEC effectively, it is important to understand the definitions of key terms and concepts. The NEC includes a glossary of terms that defines the meaning of words and phrases used throughout the code. Understanding these definitions is essential for interpreting the NEC requirements correctly. It is also important to understand the basic principles of electricity and electrical safety. This includes understanding concepts such as voltage, current, resistance, and power, as well as the hazards associated with electricity, such as shock, electrocution, and fire. The NEC provides requirements for overcurrent protection to protect electrical circuits and equipment from damage due to excessive current flow. Overcurrent protection devices, such as circuit breakers and fuses, are designed to interrupt the flow of current when it exceeds a safe level. The NEC specifies the type and size of overcurrent protection devices required for different types of circuits and equipment. It also provides requirements for the location and installation of overcurrent protection devices. Grounding is another important aspect of electrical safety. Grounding provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, which helps to trip overcurrent protection devices and prevent electrical shock. The NEC specifies the requirements for grounding electrode systems, grounding conductors, and equipment grounding. It also provides requirements for bonding metal parts of electrical systems to ensure that they are at the same potential. The NEC also includes requirements for wiring methods, which specify how electrical conductors are installed and protected. Wiring methods include conduit, cable, and other types of raceways. The NEC specifies the type of wiring method that is permitted for different applications, as well as the requirements for supporting and protecting the wiring. In addition to the technical requirements, the NEC also includes administrative requirements. These requirements address issues such as permitting, inspection, and enforcement. The NEC specifies the qualifications and responsibilities of electrical inspectors and the procedures for obtaining permits for electrical work. To stay up to date with the NEC, it is important to participate in continuing education and training. The NFPA offers a variety of training programs and resources to help electrical professionals stay informed about the latest changes to the NEC. Many other organizations also offer training programs on the NEC. It is also important to subscribe to industry publications and attend conferences and workshops to stay abreast of new developments in electrical safety. The California Electrician's Guide to the 2020 National Electrical Code by Rex Miller is a helpful resource, ensuring you obtain the latest edition for the most current information. The National Fire Protection Association 70 National Electrical Code, also known as the NEC latest edition, is also crucial. Remember that relying on outdated materials may not accurately reflect the current exam content and requirements. Utilize preparation classes or workshops offered by reputable organizations. Study the National Electrical Code thoroughly, paying particular attention to the articles and sections relevant to the specific license level you're targeting. Practice solving problems and reviewing past exam questions. Stay up to date with the latest electrical codes and industry practices, and consider using study materials and practice tests that are specifically designed for the California Electrical License exam. Focusing on these areas will significantly improve your chances of success on the exam. It is also important to understand the different types of electrical licenses available in California and the specific requirements for each license. The California State Contractors State License Board, or CSLB, offers several different types of electrical licenses, including the C-10 Electrical Contractor License, the Siemens 7 Low Voltage Systems Contractor License, and the General Electrical License. Each license has different requirements for education, experience, and examination. To obtain an electrical license in California, you must first meet the eligibility requirements for the license you are seeking. This typically includes completing a certain amount of experience working in the electrical trade, as well as passing an examination. The examination typically covers topics such as the National Electrical Code, electrical theory, and California electrical regulations. Once you have met the eligibility requirements and passed the examination, you can apply for an electrical license from the CSLB. The application process typically involves submitting documentation of your experience and education, as well as paying an application fee. After you have obtained an electrical license, you must maintain it by completing continuing education requirements and paying renewal fees. Continuing education helps to ensure that you stay up to date with the latest changes to the National Electrical Code and California electrical regulations. It is also important to understand the different types of electrical inspections that are required in California. Electrical inspections are conducted by local building departments to ensure that electrical installations comply with the National Electrical Code and California electrical regulations. There are several different types of electrical inspections, including rough-in inspections, service inspections, and final inspections. A rough-in inspection is conducted after the wiring has been installed, but before the walls are closed up. A service inspection is conducted after the electrical service has been installed, but before it is energized. A final inspection is conducted after all of the electrical work has been completed. To prepare for an electrical inspection, it is important to ensure that all of the electrical work complies with the National Electrical Code and California electrical regulations. You should also have all of the necessary documentation available for the inspector to review, such as permits, plans, and specifications. If the electrical inspection fails, you will need to correct the deficiencies and request a re-inspection. It is also important to understand the different types of electrical hazards that can occur in California. Electrical hazards can include electric shock, electrocution, and electrical fires. Electric shock occurs when a person comes into contact with an energized electrical conductor. Electrocution occurs when a person is killed by electric shock. Electrical fires can be caused by short circuits, overloaded circuits, and faulty wiring. To prevent electrical hazards, it is important to follow safe work practices when working with electricity. This includes energizing circuits before working on them using insulated tools and wearing personal protective equipment. It is also important to have a qualified electrician inspect your electrical system regularly to identify and correct any potential hazards. The NEC also contains requirements for special occupancies, which are locations that present unique electrical hazards. These occupancies include hazardous locations such as gasoline dispensing facilities and grain processing plants, as well as healthcare facilities and places of assembly. The NEC provides specific requirements for electrical installations in these occupancies to minimize the risk of fire and electrical shock. It is important to familiarize yourself with the requirements for special occupancies if you work in or around these locations. In addition to the NEC, there are other codes and standards that may apply to electrical installations in California. These include the California Electrical Code, which is based on the NEC, as well as other codes and standards related to energy efficiency, fire safety, and accessibility. It is important to be aware of all of the applicable codes and standards when designing and installing electrical systems in California. Finally, remember that electrical work can be dangerous. It is important to take all necessary precautions to protect yourself and others from electrical hazards. If you are not qualified to perform electrical work, you should hire a licensed electrician. A licensed electrician has the training and experience to safely and effectively install and maintain electrical systems. This will help to ensure that your electrical system is safe and reliable.